It's 2:47 a.m. You're lying in bed. The room is completely silent. Just a few minutes ago, you were ready to fall asleep, but now, your brain won't stop talking. Suddenly you're remembering something embarrassing you said years ago. You're thinking about your future, your career, your relationships. Maybe you're even questioning your entire life. What's strange is, these same thoughts barely bothered you this afternoon. So, what changed? Why does the human brain seem to save its deepest worries for the middle of the night? The answer isn't just stress. It has everything to do with how your brain works when the world goes quiet. Most people think they overthink more at night because they're simply more anxious, but that's only part of the story. During the day, your brain is constantly busy. You're listening to conversations, walking through traffic, checking your phone, working, studying, making thousands of tiny decisions. Your attention is always being pulled toward the outside world. But when you finally turn off the lights, something interesting happens. For the first time all day, there are almost no external distractions left. And when your brain has less to process from the outside, it naturally begins paying more attention to what's happening inside. Default mode network, thinking about yourself, remembering the past, imagining the future, reflecting on your experiences. In other words, when the outside world gets quieter, your inner world gets louder. Now, here's where evolution enters the picture. Your brain wasn't designed to make you happy. It was designed to keep you alive. Imagine living 50,000 years ago. Missing one dangerous sound in the bushes could mean you wouldn't survive the night, but worrying about something that wasn't actually dangerous, that usually cost you nothing. Over thousands of generations, natural selection favored brains. Even today, that ancient survival system is still inside your head. Instead of worrying about predators, tomorrow's exam, an awkward conversation, an unpaid bill, or a text message someone hasn't replied to, your brain treats uncertainty like a problem waiting to be solved, and nighttime gives it the perfect opportunity to start searching. There's another reason nighttime worries feel so convincing. You're tired. When people don't get enough sleep, the brain becomes less effective at regulating emotions. Emotional reactions become stronger. Brain imaging studies. Communication becomes weaker. That's why a small problem at 2 a.m. can feel like the end of the world. Then the next morning, you wake up, look back, and wonder, why was I even worried about that? The problem didn't change. Your brain did. Think about the last time you had an argument. Maybe they didn't reply. Maybe your boss said, or maybe you made a small mistake. At first, it didn't seem like a big deal, but later that night, your brain started creating dozens of possibilities. What if they're angry? What if I ruined everything? What if tomorrow goes terribly? Because your brain hates uncertainty. Uncertainty is one of the biggest triggers. When your brain doesn't know, it tries to predict one. It rarely stops after finding one possibility. Instead, it imagines the worst one. Not because you're pessimistic, preparing for danger. Thousands of years ago, today, it usually just keeps you awake. But overthinking isn't the same as problem solving. There's an important difference. Problem solving usually leads somewhere. Rumination doesn't. Psychologists use the word rumination, repeatedly thinking about the same problem, without reaching a solution. Rather than helping, it keeps people stuck. Imagine sitting in a rocking chair. You're moving constantly, but you're not actually going anywhere. That's exactly what rumination feels like. Your mind keeps replaying the same memories, the same fears, the same questions, again and again and again, hoping the next thought will finally bring relief. But it almost never does. Eventually, you look at the clock, 3:18 a.m. Then another thought appears. If I don't fall asleep right now, tomorrow is ruined. Now your brain has a brand new problem, sleep itself. Ironically, the harder you try, the more alert you become. This creates a cycle of pre-sleep arousal, worry about not sleeping. Mental and physical alertness increase, making it even harder. It's like trying to fall asleep, while your brain believes it needs to stay awake and protect you. Those two goals simply don't work together. Here's the surprising part. The goal isn't to stop thinking. That's almost impossible. Instead, change how you respond to your thoughts. Imagine your brain is like a smoke alarm. Smoke alarms are designed to be sensitive. Sometimes they're so sensitive. They go off because someone burned toast. That doesn't mean there's a house fire. Your brain works the same way. Late at night, its alarm system becomes more noticeable. Not because every thought is true, but because your mind is trying to protect you. The next time a scary thought appears, instead of asking, "Is this thought true?" ask yourself, "Is this something I need to solve right now?" Most of the time, the answer is no. Tonight, millions of people around the world will lie awake, believing they're the only one whose mind won't slow down. But they're not, and neither are you. Your brain isn't trying to torture you. It's trying to protect you. Using a survival system that evolved for a completely different world, your brain doesn't always know the difference between a hungry lion and an unanswered email. So, the next time you find yourself staring at the ceiling at 3 a.m., remember this: just because a thought feels urgent doesn't mean it is. Sometimes, the smartest thing your brain can do is wait until morning.